Imagine walking along a peaceful, sun-kissed beach, waves gently crashing, seagulls soaring overhead. But beneath your feet lies a chilling secret, a graveyard for victims of a brutal serial killer who evaded justice for over a decade. This is Gilgo Beach, Long Island, the haunting backdrop of one of America's darkest unsolved mysteries. For years, dozens of women vanished without a trace, until the grim discovery of their remains along this quiet shoreline exposed a nightmare no one was prepared for. Today, we delve deep into the Gilgo Beach Murders, a case filled with sorrow, intrigue, and an unexpected twist that shook a community and captivated a nation. Gilgo Beach, located on Long Island's South Shore in New York, is known for its scenic beauty, calm waters, and sandy dunes. Tourists and locals alike visit to enjoy the sun, surf, and solitude. But this idyllic setting was forever stained by a series of murders that would shock the nation. Between 2010 and 2011, the discovery of multiple human remains on and near the beach initiated what has become known as the Gilgo Beach Murders, or the Long Island serial killer case. These remains belonged mainly to women who had disappeared in the surrounding area, many linked to the escort or sex work industry, often operating under precarious circumstances. The case sent shockwaves through law enforcement and the community alike. The killer's identity remained unknown for years, his crimes cloaked by the vastness of the area and the vulnerability of his victims. On December 11, 2010, Suffolk County Police, searching for Shannon Gilbert, a missing sex worker, made a grim find: 4 sets of human remains near Gilgo Beach. These women, Lauren Cho, Melissa Barthélemy, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, and Megan Waterman, were all known to have worked as escorts and had vanished under mysterious circumstances. The discovery was just the beginning. In 2011, police found additional remains scattered along Ocean Parkway and adjacent wooded areas, eventually identifying a total of 10 victims associated with the case. This horrifying pattern suggested the presence of a serial killer who targeted vulnerable women and carefully disposed of their bodies to avoid detection. Shannon Gilbert's disappearance complicated the investigation. Though originally believed to be a victim of the serial killer, later investigations concluded she likely died accidentally during a frantic attempt to evade someone. However, her case remains controversial to this day. From the outset, the investigation faced numerous hurdles. The sprawling geography of Long Island, with its beaches, marshes, and forests, complicated search efforts. Many remains were found in advanced stages of decomposition, hindering forensic analysis. Law enforcement struggled to connect the dots amid fragmented evidence and limited eyewitness testimony. The killer's strategy of disposing of bodies in remote, hard-to-access locations delayed discoveries and slowed the investigation. The victims shared vulnerabilities. Many worked in the sex trade, frequently moving between locations and often reluctant to involve law enforcement for fear of legal or social repercussions. This invisibility made them easy targets and complicated efforts to track their movements or warn others. The Suffolk County Police Department faced criticism for delays and gaps in the investigation, highlighting broader systemic issues around how missing persons cases, especially involving sex workers, are handled. The chilling nature of the murders and the seeming inability of law enforcement to catch the killer captured public attention. Media outlets dubbed the perpetrator the Long Island serial killer, sparking true crime fan interest both nationally and internationally. Several documentaries, podcasts, and news reports followed the case closely, keeping the victims' stories alive and pressuring authorities for breakthroughs. Online forums and social media became hubs for armchair detectives piecing together timelines, sharing theories, and advocating for justice. Despite public scrutiny, for years the killer remained unidentified, allowing the mystery to fester and frustration to grow. The breakthrough came in July 2023 with the arrest of Rex Heuermann, a 59-year-old architect from Massapequa Park, Long Island. Charged with the murders of 3 women, Melissa Barthélemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello, Heuermann's arrest stunned the community. Heuermann lived an unassuming life, with no prior record of violent crime, which made the revelations all the more shocking. Investigators linked him to the crimes through DNA evidence found on the victims and surveillance footage, placing him near key locations at critical times. Authorities believe Hoyerman used his position and familiarity with the area to approach and manipulate victims, exploiting their vulnerabilities before committing these horrific acts. The forensic evidence in the case was painstakingly gathered over years. DNA matches, recovered possessions of victims, and surveillance videos were critical in building the case against Hoyerman. Some victims were strangled, others stabbed or dismembered, indicating a killer with violent tendencies and a desire to control and dehumanize his victims. The disposal methods suggested attempts to confuse and delay investigators. Further investigations revealed unsettling details of Hoyerman's background, including his interests and movements, painting a picture of a man who maintained a facade of normalcy while harboring dark secrets. The victims were more than statistics. They were real people with dreams, families, and stories cut tragically short. Melissa Barthelemy, a loving mother and aspiring entrepreneur, was last seen in early 2011 before vanishing without a trace. Megan Waterman, known for her bright spirit and resilience, disappeared under suspicious circumstances in 2011. Amber Costello, the youngest linked victim, was remembered by her family as a kind and hopeful soul. In 2025, 2 more victims were identified: Tanya Denise Jackson and her 2-year-old daughter, Tatiana Marie Dykes. This heart-wrenching discovery added a new, devastating dimension to the case and underscored the tragic human cost of these crimes. The arrest of Hoyerman brought relief but also renewed grief and questions. Victims' families demanded justice and answers. The case highlighted societal issues including the marginalization of sex workers and the importance of improved protective measures. Legal proceedings are ongoing, with hearings and trials set to determine the full extent of Hoyerman's crimes and possible accomplices. The Gilgo Beach murders remain a haunting chapter in true crime history. The arrest of Rex Hoyerman has brought some measure of hope, but many questions remain unanswered. Was Hoyerman acting alone? Could there be more victims? How can society better protect those most vulnerable? As this chilling saga continues to unfold, we honor the victims by seeking truth and justice. Their stories demand to be heard, remembered, and never forgotten. If this story moved you, please share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about the Gilgo Beach murders? Do you believe Rex Hoyerman acted alone? What changes do you think are needed to better protect vulnerable communities? Remember to like this video and subscribe for more in-depth true crime stories. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on this case and other mysteries. Together, we keep the memories of victims alive and shine a light on the pursuit of justice.